The world speaks in stories, some live, some replayed. Some handed to hearts that are open and frayed. The news is a lens, not the truth in its whole. Yet it settles so easily into the soul. What we read writes its rhythm inside of the mind. It teaches our eyes what they're meant now to find. Read war and the body stays braced for the fight. Read fear and the dark learns to sharpen its side. The brain builds its pathways from what we repeat, an echo that searches for more of the beat. So sorrow finds sorrow and grief multiplies, as pain learns the shape of our thoughts and our eyes. But move to the quiet, the gentle, the kind, and peace starts appearing in places once blind. The mind learns a language of soft and of slow, and suddenly love has more room now to grow. This isn't turning away from the real. It's choosing what stories we're willing to feel. We cannot control what the world wants to say, but we can choose the story we live in each day. In the beginning there was breath, not his, not hers, but all the same. A pulse before the dust took shape, a holy fire without a name. And from that vast unbroken hush came blood and water, bone and flame. And deep within each living thing, silent knowing still remained. But men built ladders to the sky and named themselves the keeper's hand. They carved their thunder into stone and taught the meek to bow on land. They called the holy something high, a distant voice, a judge in flame. While all along the sacred moved, in birth and grief and milk and pain. have been taught to lower eyes, to make my body small and mild, to fear the power in my depths, to doubt the wisdom of the wild. I have been told the word was His, the hand of God, the law, the blame. Yet every time I broke apart, something within rose up the same. I am not what was ruled by fear, nor what was bent by guilt or shame. Not every role I wore to live, not every silence forced by pain. I am the temple and the oil, the wound and what survives the blade, the voice beneath the choking dust, the one no false God ever made. The earth does not ask man to speak before she opens into spring. The sea does not request a crown before she shows her suffering. The mother does not need a throne to know the power in her hands, and I do not need heaven's court to tell me what I truly am. So let the old commandments crack where they were written against skin. Let every law that starved the soul be swallowed by the truth within. For what is sacred is not owned, not seated only over man. It lives in all that dares to breathe and know itself before the plan. And when the final veil is torn, when all imposed names lose their claim, when every borrowed God falls back and leaves me naked in the flame, I will not tremble at the void, I will not beg to be renamed. I'll place my hand upon my heart and rise to all my love became. First we reach for distant light while standing in the living day, and turned our blessings into dust by dreaming all our joy away. We thought that wanting proved our faith, that longing pulled the future near, not seeing how a hungry heart can make the heavens disappear. We named our lack in careful words and called it vision, growth and grace. Yet every time we compared now, we pushed our peace so far away. We measured life by some days high and found today too small to trust, until the soul, still rich with love, felt poor beneath the watching judge. Quiet loosening in the chest, a softer reading of the past. We saw the womb, the waiting room, the doors that closed, the hands that fell, had shaped in us a deeper ground than easy roads could ever tell. The loss was not an empty theft, the pause was not some each sorrow carved a wider bowl and placed more mercy in our hands. We blessed the breath, the broken road, the ache that taught the heart to see. And in that gentler field within, resistance lost its grip of me. So now we do not beg the world to prove that we are worthy first. We tend the tone beneath the thought and quench the spirit's older thirst. We thank the rain, the dust, the dark, the love that left, the love that stayed. And from that peace, a truer life begins to rise without parade. For all the years we chased the shore beyond the borders of our pain, the promised land was never somewhere waiting past the wind and rain. It was the world we could not see while looking everywhere above, a holy ground inside the heart, made visible from all our love. Some souls do not arrive to stay. In ways the body understands, they strike a light through hidden rooms, then slip again through unseen hands. A message comes, the stillness breaks, and air grows warm with something clear. A spark is lit, a wound wakes up, and suddenly the heart can hear. They try to meet like others do, with hopeful plans and chosen days, but something bends the path each time and pulls the moment from gaze. It can feel cruel, this almost touch, this nearness held just out of reach, as though the universe once flamed, but not the warmth that hands can keep. And yet each time they brush that thread, something deep begins to move. A poem forms, a painting waves, a buried ache steps out in truth. So silence comes and distance grows, and still beneath the rise and fall, there lives a calm that does not break, a knowing deeper than it all. Because some bonds are not kept close by constant words or daily view, they live below the noise of life and do their work in hidden rooms. Perhaps that's why they fade and spark, why absence never feels complete. For what they feel is deeper than the need for human hands to meet.